I don't really know where to start, but I just kind of felt like I needed a space to talk and just kind of share where I'm at. I can only do so much through messaging and um, through going through stuff in my own head, and I think this just provided me an opportunity to kind of get things off of my head and off my chest. And I apologize that this is super raw, um, because I just felt like I needed to share this and share some things because I feel like I tell myself and tell a lot of people and pride myself on being relatable, but I think oftentimes relatability also means not showcasing all of yourself, um and not showcasing you and your worst times. um and I often think that we see people in society and see people in media and see people, um through a variety of lenses, but when we see individuals go through their struggles, we often either criticize them or think that they're weak for going through those struggles. Um, and that's the picture that society has, I think, unfortunately painted on a lot of mental health related issues. But today has been a really hard struggle, um, for me. And I literally just realized that I was streaming and not recording, but that's fine. That's been today. It's I looked over and realized that I was streaming this. Um, that don't have chat up. Um, and I honestly just I don't care. um, I today is been a really bad day. um, and I can't explain why. Like it's not attributed to anything specifically. Um, one of those days. I've just really kind of been questioning if I feel like fulfilled in the things that I'm doing, in in my job, in content creation. Um, I took quite a bit of time off of streaming and creating content, being on social media, and then I came back, um, thinking that the my break would be good. Um, and that would be fine when I came back to it. But I don't know that that's the case. I don't know that I am in the place that I want to be with the things that I'm doing. And that's really difficult for me to grasp and to understand. um, because I enjoyed doing what I'm doing for so long, and it's like a flip has switched, and I just all of a sudden don't know if I enjoy doing those things anymore. Um, and that is really hard for me to understand. Um, and I feel like I'm often putting on this front that things are okay, and people often ask me like why I smile so much. And I think it's because I want people to feel like things are okay. Even in the toughest times, because I've always kind of wanted to be that bright light for people. I think I've always been that person for people. In high school, I was that person for other people. Um, Even when I was struggling, even through my attempts at my life, um, I was that person that was always going to be there for somebody else. Um, and I still try to do that. um, through the things that I do. And I talk to myself and tell myself about the relatableness. I don't even know if that's a word, but the relatability that I have with other people and in my role, and working with students. And I'm never like I never showed the side of um who I am, because I think oftentimes I'm have this mindset in the back of my head that it's not okay to show that you're struggling. I hear from my mom, and had heard from my mom a lot when I started um, posting my blog and writing my book that I never finished. And when I posted my podcast about my journey um, through life, that people will find that information and think that I'm not suitable to have a job or suitable to be hired for a variety of things, because I'm sharing that information about my own mental health struggles. But I think people need to know, like, be aware that everybody has their struggles, me included. I'm not exempt from them. Um, and I often struggle more often than I show. And I'm really bad at reaching out to people and sharing that where I'm at when I'm struggling. Um, and I don't want to do that. Like, I mean, I go to therapy, I take medication, I do all of these things, and yet I still have my days like today. Obviously, as I mentioned, like I didn't mean to stream this, but here I am, as raw as raw and as uncut as it's probably ever gonna get. Um, I feel like a body. I feel like I am not making a difference in the things that I do. Like here I am, just another white guy on the internet bitching about his feelings. Another white guy that streams video games in an oversaturated platform of white streamers, white male streamers, and I think that I'm making a difference in the content that I'm making, or that my content's any different than anybody else's that's out there, um, or in my job, like what am I doing that's different than other people? And I don't know. That's where I am struggling. Um, and I, like I said, gonna make this a video. Um, but I don't share my struggles or feelings often because I don't want to feel like I'm seeking attention. Um, and I don't know if that's a societal thing that has caused me to feel that way, or if that's been men shouldn't share their feelings or share when they're struggling. Um, Gender role, gender norms, I don't know, but that's just consistently in my head. And as I said in the beginning, I really just wanted to film this to get things out there and off my chest and out of my head and somewhere else. Um, I don't know that I was necessarily going to publish this or put this anywhere. Um, but today is not a good day. Um, I don't know if tomorrow's going to be a good day. I don't know if the day after is going to be a good day. Um, but I'm going to work through it. And I know that I have people in my life that care very deeply for me and that I care very, very deeply for. And I appreciate those people and I love those people. And there are only so many people that know a lot of the experiences that I've had. And I have experiences that I don't ever wish to relive, or hope that other individuals have to experience, but I know I'm not alone in those things. because everybody has experiences like that. Um, and I know that I am not alone when I share some of these sentiments. But it's still hard to not feel alone in days like this, no matter what anybody says or does. Um, because there are days that we just have our own battles and our own wars with our mind, and these stories that our mind wants to make up for us, or things that our mind wants us to believe that aren't true. um and that's really difficult to put words to. And I guess that's another reason that I wanted to make this video, because I am at a very low point, and there's a war that my head is going through right now is the worst that it's probably been in a couple of years. And there isn't anything that I can attribute that to. I I know that things are going to be okay, and this is going to be just another thing for me to build off of and move forward with. But at this time, like, I don't find joy or fulfillment in the things that I'm doing. And content creation has been something I've been doing for 3 years, over 3 years at this point. um and I don't know that what I'm doing is fulfilling for me in content creation. um I think I need to spend some time looking elsewhere at and thinking about if I want to continue with content creation, or if I want to go a different direction with the content that I create. Whether that's streaming, whether that's my podcasts, whether that's making other YouTube videos. I don't know. I don't know what that part of me holds. Because I frankly just I don't have the energy or mental capacity to be able to do it. I am not where I have wanted to be or have hoped to be 3.5 years in, and I know content creation and streaming is super oversaturated, and it doesn't success doesn't happen overnight. But when you've been working for on something for over 3.5 years and you're still not where you want to be, it's really fucking disheartening. um and I know I have community members that have been there from the beginning, and I've made great friends with some of the community members that I've met along the way. But I don't know. I also think about my job and the things I'm doing in my job. Like, am I really making a difference in the things that I'm doing, or am I just replaceable and somebody else could do it? You know, I at the end of the day, I just don't want to be another number, and I know that that is really hard to get past. Um, Especially in a capitalistic society. I know it's really difficult to make a difference in the things that you're doing. Um, and I understand that there are ways that I can make differences starting super small in the community that I'm in, and that's definitely something that I'm going to look at. but I also don't want to be here and have to worry about and think about, how I'm going to afford different things in the future, or not being able to afford experiences that I want to do. Um, like, money fucking sucks. Capitalism sucks. The bank and credit sucks. Our society fucking sucks. And I think that's another part of where I'm struggling and where my heart hurts, because I don't know. And I posted when I first posted my first podcast episode for the love of humankind, um I had people comment, nobody cares about your snowflake opinions, and I still think about that, and I shouldn't. I shouldn't. But it's really difficult when you're trying to make stuff and share your opinions and your feelings, and it gets shut down. I'm sorry, my mind is just all over the place, and none of this probably makes any fucking sense. I'm all over the place right now. Like, I feel nauseous, like I don't want to eat. I've been laying in bed for the last 2 hours, like crying on and off, messaging my friends in Discord about where I'm at and how I'm feeling, and I'm everywhere. Like, I feel everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Um and I don't know. I don't know why I'm sharing this. I don't know why once I didn't stop streaming once I noticed I was streaming. I don't know. I just know that I the one thing I do know out of everything is that I want to help people. I want to be somebody that others feel like they can rely on and come to. And sometimes I question if how I show up in spaces is the same of how I think I show up in spaces. And I don't always know that that's the case. And so I think I need a lot of introspection of what that looks like. Um, because I don't know if I am the person that I wanted to become, or if I'm the person that I didn't want to become. And I don't. I don't even know what that looks like anymore. I think I've kind of lost myself along the way. Like, I don't think I'm a shitty person, but I also don't think I'm the person that I wish that I was gonna be. Um, and I don't know what that looks like. I grew up with, I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, but I grew up with my parents fighting, and I would always tell them without realizing the impact, that why don't you, like, if you fight all the time, why don't you just get divorced? And they got divorced when I was in college, where I felt like my emotional intelligence was pretty high, and I didn't think it would affect me. And it affected me more than I did, but I always told myself that I wasn't gonna be the person that my dad was. I wasn't gonna be how he was in the marriage with my mom, and I feel like I find myself being that person in relationships. And I mean, being in a relationship isn't end all be all, and I'm okay not being in a relationship, but I think that reminder of me being alone, and especially living alone, and if something were to happen, nobody knowing if it happened, like, that's terrifying to me. Death is terrifying to me. Losing my best friends is terrifying to me. Losing my mom. I don't know why I went on that tangent. I just made myself even worse thinking about that, but I was gonna make this video because, again, I just felt like it was worth letting people know it's okay when you struggle. It might not be. In the time being, you might not think it's okay, but everything will get better. Takes time. I don't know what I need right now. But like I said, I know that I have people that care and love for me, and sometimes that's all we need to remind ourselves of. Um, and if I do take a break from the things that I'm doing, know that I'm still somebody you can feel free to reach out to. Know that you are appreciated, whether you know that or not. No matter your situation, there's somebody that appreciates you. I appreciate you. Um, I think I'm gonna stop here. I think I need to get some water, probably get a snack. But I feel better sharing this and just talking this out, for myself, not even for you, for myself. Um, just to get it out of my head. And I know that I need to change and work on things, and I'm still young. I tell myself that I'm old all the time. I'm not 30. I'm not even 30. Like, I still have a lot of time to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Hopefully, if the Earth doesn't kill us off first. Um, I still have time. Um, like I said, if this helps anybody to see me at one of my lowest points, I know it's not a fun thing to see. People will probably tune in the stream because I think it says Fortnite. And I'm not playing Fortnite. You just see a fucking white man crying on the internet. Um, I guess you could just call me Joe Rogan. Um, but I just, like I said, I didn't mean to stream. And so I think I'm taking a break, at least for a little bit, from content creation. Um, and figure out what it is that I truly want to do. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go get some water and get a snack. Um, sorry for streaming this. Not an easy thing to do or watch. A grown man cry on the internet. We've had enough of Trump. Those jokes just make me feel better. Um, but yeah, I hope you know that you're appreciated. um, and it's okay to share where you're at. Share when you're struggling. Because battling your demons alone is not fun. Really not. So yeah, I've got some demons to battle, but I have people that are gonna help, and I appreciate them for that. Yeah. So have a good night.